Hey there, everybody. Yeah, I haven't picked up the camera. Been trying to get stuff done. We put a couple of things away. Don't look like it, but I can walk around in here a little bit easier. Working on that 95 motor. And I don't know how, but that blue cabinet back there, it ain't even, it's too dark back over there. Anyway, there's blue cabinet over on the wall. And evidently, that's where the roof is leaking too in here, which I gotta get after that. Ah, Jesus. And the lifters that I had in the box, some of them got wet and got rusty. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. New set of lifters, part of them ruined. So I'm calling around trying to find some lifters local. I got a shop that's 6 miles away. They're $16 a piece. Go up to the machine shop. They're $13. Go to the parts house. $6.99 each. I'm like, you got, but that's an hour drive, which I may end up having to watch the grandkids. That might be an okay thing. Got the truck fixed. Good God, I didn't realize how big that drive shaft was under my 2002. That thing is about as big as a semi-drive shaft. And buddy, when he pulled that out, he goes, "You sure the U-joint?" And then he tells me my passenger side spring looks funky. I said, well, that might have a broken spring on the back passenger side. Might explain why the truck still drives a little goofy. So, anyway, we get it in here and we'd check the end caps that you can slide off the U-joint, and they didn't look that bad. But I rolled it, and I'm like, yeah, well, found it. It was the U-joint in the drive shaft. Somebody's replaced them because they were greasable joints, but nobody ever greased them. I got the front one, but I just didn't use it. I'll put that up on the shelf. Or maybe I'll just return it. I don't know. Front one I greased. It felt really good. It was still smooth, and so we re-greased it. And then I started messing with the 95. I'm putting that roller cam in there so he doesn't have to worry about additives or anything to this thing. It just get in, start it, and go. Well, when you put in the roller cams, you need shorter push rods. Well, I found the old set that went to that truck that this was out of, and yep, they are the correct length. So I got those, but now I need push rods in the soft plug kit, and the timing chain will be here tomorrow in the soft plug kit. I'm like, I want to get the top end all done. Well, I'll get all the lifters in, then I can put the spider in to hold the just a second. Well, then I can put the spider in there now to hold the lifters in. Then I can, but I gotta have the timing chain on so I can put the timing cover on, so I can roll her upside down, put the oil pump and all that on, and we'll be ready to go. And get the bottom end buttoned up, and roll it back over and do the top end, and I don't know. I guess this is where I kind of thought about that, but I guess that might have been, well, we didn't use any roller cams in those motors a while back. It seems like at most, when I start maneuvering parts around, that seems like when I have the most trouble with the push rod lengths. But now we're getting there, and anyway, so the truck's fixed for the most part. I'll have to look at the spring and see what the heck he's talking about there. He got parts pulled off the brown truck, so starting to get the motor ready to come out of there. And that motor in there, I forgot how clean it is. Whatever mileage is on that truck is original miles. I don't know, can't remember if it was over 100,000 or what, but that 350 in there would have worked in the cousin's truck, and it runs, but he was a little leery of it, so that's why he went with the new motor. Which, that's fine, I'll pull it out. I don't know if I'll tear it down or not, but I might just tear it down well, I probably will tear it down to put new head gaskets in it. So, and the Colorado part didn't show up, and after showing the guy and that, yep, the Colorado's going to go bye-bye. He's not going to keep it. He looked up under the dash and he's like, wow. He's like, how much water was in this truck? Even the e-brake brackets and all that are rust. He said. He's like, yep. And he said the sucky thing is he just had him put brand new tires on the truck the other day. And I says, well, your no start, no turnover stuff. I said, that could be the computer in this thing going bad. I said, it's had water in it. He's there, it's gone. So he's going to go back to looking for another truck. Pass this one on down the road. I says, once we get these things fixed, it'll be okay, but he's buying it for the long haul. And after he's seen the floor pan, he's like, that ain't, yeah. Whoever worked on that truck, I mean, you got a flood vehicle and you want to save it, and say it didn't get up to the dash or get over the motor. If you want to save a flood vehicle, you need to pull the seats, you need to pull the carpet out and dry that carpet out and dry out the cab. You do that, these things would be okay. But the rockers are starting to rust from the inside out. Yeah. I said, you could get the rust fixed, but once you start there, where do you stop? And he says, yeah, that's the problem. And he says, it's going bye-bye. So, and especially if there is a computer issue, hopefully you can get it dumped before the computer does die. Because then who knows how much that's going to be? Another $600,000, $700,000, $800,000? Who knows? Well, I've been trying that insulin that's supposed to be good for weight loss. I'm kind of liking it. I haven't felt this good in a long time. I don't understand it. I don't know if that cheap insulin just ain't working or what. I mean, I've taken 4 doses. So that's today, yesterday, and the night before I started it. And I can feel a difference already. I feel better. A lot of the joint pain and all that's gone. Now if I just get the voice to clear up and get that out of my chest, that'll be great. But yeah. Guy on the Ford, I'm going to call him here, see what he's found out. And I want to, if he's going to order that tool, I want to get it coming so I can have it by the end of the week. Put that motor together, get that out of here. I'm tired of looking at it. I want it gone. It needs to be gone. And I may have more than one use for that tool now because Buddy's Explorer is leaking. And I said, well, this is what we're going to end up doing. We're going to pull it out and put it on the engine stand. He says, we're not fixing it in the truck. I showed him what is required to put the heads on. He just didn't grasp what I had to do to put the heads on. Because he's kind of like, why ain't you got the heads on? Well, this is why. And after he seen what I got to use to do that, he just shook his head. So, anyway, I want to do some phone calls and go from there. I've been sorry about that. I've been thinking about this oil filter adapter. This truck is supposed to have the engine oil cooler on it. Somebody's taken and plugged that off. I've been thinking about that. That means the oil I don't think this is the correct thing. And a lot of those guys that took out the engine oil coolers, I think that's when you had your engine problems. Because you're running unfiltered oil through your motor. Not showing up. Let's see. Now this has been soaking in carb cleaner for 4 days. Look at the gunk down in there. And the top one there is where the oil goes out to the radiator, then comes back in. Well, that comes in a different passage and goes up to your oil feed. Well, I tried forcing air through because your oil would come in, go through the filter, then out this, and then here's a bypass, yes, but then it went out this line, back in and up. So all the engine oil is being forced through this bypass valve. Oh, wait a second here. Yeah. Where the heck's that one go? Anyway, this is what's down in there. It's more of that same gunky sludge down in there. That's inside this. So, and there is more of it in these little plugs that were in there. Which, this not being clean, I can't put it on there, because then that would screw up the new motor, because that's going to go right to the mains and rod bearings. Okay. I looked at this. This is... that would go out. That means the oil has to come in here, flood the filter, go through the center of the filter, out. And that's where I'm confused, because you plug these off, other than going back through that bypass, that would be in. I found out why that motor failed, or a contributing factor. Now, I don't know if there's an oil filter. I guess I'll go look online, see if there's an oil filter bypass. See what there. Because all my trucks, I've always had that, and I've always put it back in, and I ain't never had any problems. I do have a set of lines up there, but I'm trying to figure out if that's the case, then people are, when they take those off, they're shortening the life of their motors. Alright. What I was thinking, right, after looking online, you just convert it over to a regular, if you want that gone. This should have never been capped off and continued to be used. So we're just going to convert it over to a short 350 oil filter. Put the normal oil filter spin on, and all the trucks that I just watched on YouTube that they done that too, it clears the drive shaft. Actually, it's going to be simpler to do because it'll be straight up and down. So I guess I cleaned that all up for nothing. In the radiator for this truck does have the engine oil cooler side to the radiator, but whether he wants to pay the money for the hoses or not, maybe I'll give him that option. But and then I'm trying to get stuff done here in the shop, and granted, I'm glad the son-in-law went and got a job, and supposed to be working the 3 to 11 shift, and now they told him, well, he ain't working that until he's fully trained. I said, well, how long is that going to take? My daughter's response was, I don't know. So that means I got to watch grandkids, and it's just not working. I love my grandkids, I love my daughter, but it's not working for me. I don't know how to say anything without creating a big war. I don't know how to, because last time I said something, oh my God, everybody just come down on me. I've got enough stuff in here to do. I mean, got the 283 sitting here. The 60 over 350 is almost ready to go. I've got the tool coming for this little Ford. Get that blankety blank thing out of here. Now I'm going to have to take the grandkids with me, which is okay. I gotta go get parts tomorrow, which that's fine and dandy, but come on. That means when I go into the stores, I gotta take both grand. Oh. And there's a third one on the way. It's supposed to be my wife's time and my time of our life again. We've raised our kids and that. And when he was going to be working 3 to 11, that was, there may have been an hour where we'd have to watch the kids in the afternoon. That'd be great. That'd be a good time for me to go eat lunch. But no, we got to be down there at 5:30 in the morning because they're going to work. There's days I feel this is turning into more of a hassle to do, but I got to have something for me to have a reason to get up. I got my grandkids, yes, but I've raised my children. I want to get back to doing what I was doing when I met my wife, having fun. And not be tied down because of kids anymore. So yeah, I'm trying to clean up that oil filter after I used a can and a half of carb cleaner. Finally got it cleaned to where it's safe to use, but I'm just going to delete that. Because I even tried blowing air through and that, and there's no way, and that probably explains why all that gunk and metal filings and everything's in the bottom, was in the bottom end of that motor. Knock. That part's coming for the 95. I got, oh, and that's the other thing. You know, these local parts houses. The one, like I said earlier, $16, $13, and I can go an hour away and get the same stuff, same brand, for $6.99. I don't get it. I just, Which FedEx is going to be here. That's where I'm getting flustered again. I don't know how to take care of kids, get my stuff done. I'm getting in trouble. I'm getting chewed out because stuff ain't done. And the way I told the guy with the Ford that was going to be a pain in the ass to begin, but he didn't want to throw the truck away. Well, I think now he's wishing he would have. I didn't count on stuff. I mean, I got a dry building and that, and you don't count on stuff in a package to get rusty, but for some reason they did. They're junk. And I guess if stuff sits on a shelf too long, it goes bad. 283 sitting here waiting to be painted and put together. I'm out of engine stands. I'm out of room. I'm tripping over stuff again. But yeah, everybody wants me to do this. I'm supposed to call on this. I'm supposed to do that. It's everybody for themselves, but Dad's trying to do stuff to keep from I just don't know what the I just don't know what to do. My truck's breaking down, like I said. I gotta keep stuff going through this building. I gotta keep stuff going. And then don't get where my kids think I don't know. But this has been, I guess, back to this. This has been bugging me. If something that was designed to flow oil, then you block it off, how's it filtering oil? Well, I think we just figured out that it wasn't. And if that was going through that bypass, just imagine how much pressure is going through that bypass to put the oil back into the motor and how hot that oil was getting. That's a lot of friction there. Oh man, I just don't know what to do. I want to keep going in the shop. There's no one. I gotta keep going because if I don't have something to do, I don't know what I would do. So I guess I'm drinking water and I feel like I'm backing off on the water. I don't know. got those. Never mind. I was just thinking, oh crap, I gotta find those, but no, they're with the other stuff. From that old motor. So, I guess I didn't mind not doing the live show last night. Actually spent some time with the wife and I got so many things I want to do. I want to get that other Bonneville running, so at least have it driving and backup from when a vehicle breaks. Oh, Stratus, yeah, it needs front rotors, possibly calipers on it. It looks like the driver's side one may be not functioning like it's supposed to, which that's fine. Then the rack and pinions got a minor leak, but now that I've drove it, seems like I just don't think she was driving the car long enough, getting everything warm, because now the power steering's working fine. Probably could use a flushing, but the one end of the rack is wet, so. And I have no idea what I'm hiccuping. All I've ate today was a package, a strip of beef jerky and a sausage egg biscuit. Yeah, sausage egg cheese biscuit today. That's all I've ate. And I'm not really hungry. I'm more just trying to figure out how to get all this done and get moved on to something else. One race motor, I haven't got to hear anything on that because I guess they canceled the races for last night. So, kind of anxious to see how he does do. Beating my head against the wall trying to figure some stuff out, and I don't know. I just kind of almost feel like it's turned into something that's not worth doing. But just like every other time when I've kind of gotten run down and overwhelmed with things, I'll continue to go. I'm kind of anxious to hear this little 283 run. And I'm also thinking of kicking around. I got a set of pistons that are 6-inch 400s. Get me some 6 1/4-inch rods and a 327 crank, and that makes like a little 352. But what that does is make what they call an over square motor. You got bigger bar, shorter stroke. Could be a fun one. Could be a fun one. But I don't know. I got a lot of things I want to do. Oh, and we got the wife's 327 here. That's starting to drive me nuts. That's sitting here, and that's all ready to go and go together. And Yeah. So it's Monday. I just don't get how I love my family. I love everybody in my family. I just don't know what to do anymore. I need help getting the mowers going. I need help moving some stuff around in here. And I can't get it. My eye's twitching a little bit when I was cleaning that stupid thing. Some of the carb cleaner come back in my face. Don't even go there. I know. I got a face mask, but that probably would have ate the face mask. So I guess better my face mask instead of my face. But I guess I'll get it figured out. I guess me and the grandkids will do some running. I've got a lot of miles to put on tomorrow, so I gotta go that direction. I gotta go that direction. Yeah. And the guy better put the money in the account for that tool. He told me to order it. He will have money in there first thing in the morning, which that should be fine. We should beat it. We usually do. But if he don't, this wasn't what I counted on when I got older. See y'all later. Have a good one.